So I was looking at my books from last year and realized that over $60,000 was made specifically on just shooting interview style videos. And if I can be honest with you, they were probably the easiest projects I did all year. What's good, creative fan? Brandon Washington here, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to actually make some real money shooting interview style videos. Now the truth is that in the corporate world, interview style videos are gold. They are everywhere. If you go to any big company's website, you'll typically find some form of an interview style video on their website, and that is because these videos are the best for getting their message across. Typically, they don't want to hire professional actors or actresses, so if they can do the interview style, they can just grab someone from within their office, have them answer a couple questions on camera, and get that message out, which is the most important thing to them. However, in these styles of videos, they are typically well aware that they can't do these videos on their own. See, interview style videos take quite a bit, if I'm being honest. It takes obviously a high quality camera. Typically I recommend something 4K so you can do some punch in and punch outs in order to hide edits. It's gonna require lighting and someone who actually knows how to set these lights up properly, and it's gonna require some way to capture high quality audio. See, because of all three of these levels, they know typically they can't do it themselves, which for us as creators, this is basically our gold rush, because we have the knowledge to do all these things, and typically we have the gear to do all these things, and they know they can't. Now I know what you might be already thinking, well, you know, interview videos are very broad. Like, what do you mean exactly? Well, really, I mean any type of interview style video. Anytime you have a non-professional actor on camera, so a non-professional talent, and you're doing any kind of video of them, whether that is a testimonial, an about us, or even like a training style video, all of these types of videos are definitely ways that companies are trying to use in order to promote their message. Now, one of the really cool things about all of these style videos is that I have found that this style video in particular, the interview style video, is by far the easiest to upsell. I mean, for us as creators, being able to upsell on these interview style videos can take a budget that maybe is sitting around $1,200 to $1,500 and skyrocket it up to $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 because you're able to offer so much more value to them while shooting. Be sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to talk to you guys about how you actually go about upselling it. But first, let's talk about what type of clients you should be looking for and how do you get them. See, getting the client is important. I mean, you have to have a client in order to upsell, right? So in order to find the right client, here are a couple tips that I recommend. First, look for a company or a professional business person. See, you want to work with someone who already understands the value of explaining their message. If you're trying to work with a startup or someone who has an idea about a business, typically they don't really know where they're going and they don't really know what they want to say yet, so it's typically harder for them to pull the trigger on doing work. So finding someone who either is a professional business person like a realtor, or working with a company like someone in the medical industry, or even just working with any type of organization, this can work as well. Organizations, nonprofits. Remember, nonprofits doesn't mean they don't have any money. You can work with nonprofits in order to actually help them get their message across. The next tip that I have for you is make sure you have some work to show them. This means you need to shoot an interview. Now, you don't actually have to shoot like a real interview for a company. You could shoot your own interview, shoot an interview with somebody from your church maybe if you want to give something out for free. You know, you just need to be able to show that you can shoot an interview, because the beautiful part about interviews is that it doesn't matter what industry you actually shoot it in, they typically work across all interviews. See, if you shoot an interview for someone at your church and then maybe somebody in the medical industry wants to hire you to do video, you can show them that exact same video and they can see the vision of being able to use you to shoot their interviews. And the last tip that I have for you is that you need to be able to speak to how the interview is going to actually provide them value. See, if you find a client who's a business person or they're a company or an organization, and then you can show them some work that you've already done, the last tip is that you have to be able to show them how this video is actually going to provide them value. For example, let's say you want to charge $1,000 to do an interview style video that's going to help them sell their widget. Well, if their widget costs, let's say $5,000, you can explain to them that by buying your video for $1,000, if it brings in just one customer, their ROI on that video is 5 times. See, that's the type of way that you have to be able to present these videos to these clients when you're trying to shop them. Now, real quick, before we jump into how you sell to these clients and then ultimately upsell to these clients, I want to let you guys know that I actually created an entire training course on how to shoot professional interviews. Now, if you check out the links down below in the description, it'll take you directly to my brand new website that I've been building for you guys for actually quite a while in order to teach you guys how to do all these things. See, on YouTube, our videos are typically limited to how long they can be because most people just don't have the attention span. But if you are someone who wants to really learn all the information and learn all the details as to how to shoot proper interview videos, I have a link to my course down below in the description. But now let's go ahead and jump into how we actually go about selling this interview style video to clients and then how we upsell it. See, as I mentioned earlier, the most important thing is that you sell the value, but you have to know for what type of client you're selling the value to. See, for example, if you're working in a service-driven industry, well, for these type of clients, testimonials are king. And more importantly, if it's service-driven, their time is of the essence. So if you can figure out a way to sell them testimonials without them actually having to be there, you can be a win in their column every time. For example, I have a realtor who I've shot for in the past, and we would shoot interviews of his past clients for him to use as testimonials for his business. But the way I really helped set myself apart for him was I let him know that he didn't even have to be there. All he had to do was call his past clients and let them know about the time or the location where we were going to shoot it. And a lot of times we would shoot it at their houses. I would show up to their house, I'd interview them, he'd give me a list of questions, I'd shoot the whole thing, edit it, and then just send him a finished video. All he had to do was pay for the testimonials, but because the testimonials were all about him and the service he provided, he saw the value in how the testimonials would allow him to get new business, which ultimately would more than pay for the testimonials that I shot for him. So the most important thing is that when you are selling, that you have to ask yourself, for this client, what is their value? And once you know the value, then you can upsell. See, the upsell is when your business can kind of explode on a project because it just gets so much easier. So once you know the value point for your customer and you can sell to that value point, well, now you can now do the upsell. And the way I typically upsell, and it just makes logical sense, is that if the client feels like they need one video, they probably could use multiple videos. See, typically one video for a client is nice, but what they really want is like a video system, something in place. And if you can get the client to see the value and then offer them multiple videos, they see it as a win. Now you might be thinking, well, Brandon, they don't want to pay for more videos, and they might not initially. However, here's how you actually go about selling it to them. See, every time you come out and shoot costs money, right? And if they know up front that they need multiple videos, well, by having you come out and interview them and shoot one video, it's gonna cost, let's say, $1,000 just to make it easy. And then if you come back another day, it's gonna cost them another $1,000 in order to have you come back out, and now you've only shot 2 videos. But what if you come out, and because you're only coming out for one day, your time is already going to be used on set, you tell them that let's shoot 2 videos on the one day. And instead of it costing them $2,000, you offer it to them at $1,500. And now they start to see another element of value. Because they're getting multiple videos at that lower rate, they now can see, one, they're getting the value of the videos and they're getting the value of shooting multiple videos at once. And because your time is already going to be used, it's better for you to sell multiple videos at once because now you only actually have to travel out there one time. You only have to set up all your gear one time. If you need an assistant, you only have to bring out assistants one time. See, that's the beauty of the upsell, is if you can upsell them on multiple videos at once, you both win. They get multiple videos that ultimately help their overall value proposition. And then at the end of the day, you get more business because you've now shot multiple videos on one shoot. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a complete guide on how to shoot professional interview style videos, but I want to let you guys know about something else really quick. I am in the process of creating a brand new website called the Creative Fam Academy. On this academy, it's gonna have all of my training courses, and it's gonna teach you guys everything you need to know in order to actually step up your filmmaking and creative process. Now, for the next 30 days, this is the Creative Fam Academy Pro Beta. But right now, you would have access to every training course on my website. On top of that, you'll get access to every training course that I come out with for the next year. So definitely check out the links down below. I'm super excited about the Creative Fam Academy. I just want to help as many creators as I possibly can. That has really just been my passion with this whole YouTube and Instagram and channel and everything, is to just help as many creators as I can. And I personally believe that the Creative Fam Academy is going to allow me to do that. But thanks so much for checking out this video. Check out some of the other videos that I've been posting. Also, be sure to check out all the links in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.